If you're just joining, hopefully you have a strap nearby because we're gonna work out our shoulders. If you need a second to grab that, go ahead, it's no worries. And if you have to leave practice early for whatever reason, don't feel bad about it. You can just jump off. If you get locked out for some reason, you can come back in. Hey, the card that we just got is My Inner Compass Knows the Way. So I'm gonna read you guys this card in Shavasana. So go ahead, let's start on our backs today because it's Saturday. Starting on your backs for a moment and just lay flat on your back. I just forgot about my microphone. Lay flat on your backs and let your legs fall a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And let the arms fall out to the side. And then let the eyelids get heavy. Let the eyelids get heavy, lay on your back. And then just take a moment and start to settle in. Jill, are you gonna lay down? And so notice it's hard sometimes to lay down. It's hard to sit still. And I think that this is a lesson that it's teaching us right now, is that it is so hard to be still. Or maybe you're experiencing the reverse of that. Maybe you're like, oh my God, the stillness feels so good. I've never experienced stillness like this in my life. How can I integrate more stillness into my life in the future? That's definitely where I am. Test, test. Can you guys hear me okay now? Just give me a thumbs up. Perfect. So letting the rise and fall of your breath just start to move. And then just starting to notice the length of your breath. Can you start to create them a little bit longer? So can you create about a 4 to 5 count in through the nose? And a 5 to 6 count out through the nose. And again, 4 to 5 counts in through the nose. And 5 to 6 counts out through the nose. And so you'll start to notice that the breath has to catch at the back of your throat. And you'll start to create this sound that kind of feels a little bit like the sound of the ocean. And so we let that move through our body. We let that be the soundtrack of our practice. So even as I'm speaking or things are happening around you or things are happening inside of you, can you come back to this breath? And then start to notice the internal weather from there. When we connect with our breath and we drop into body, can we find a little more stillness? Can we find a little more ease? Can we allow ourselves to drop in and feel a little bit more connected? So remembering that our breath is a beautiful tool to purify not only the body, but to purify the mind. And so from here, inhale the arms up over your head and just take a big long stretch. Big long stretch, opening up to the sides of the body. Maybe you point the toes. Good, and then from there, just go ahead, hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a juicy squeeze. Give yourself a loving hug. And then maybe rocking a little bit side to side, feeling your side body, your back body, your kidneys. And then from here, hold the right knee in. And then you're gonna take the left leg out in front of you, bending the right knee, big breath in. And as you exhale, just take it to the opposite side of the body. So we're just looking for a juicy twist. We're not trying to force anything in the twist though. So just let it be kind of whatever it is. You're just kind of scanning the body and taking an inventory. And then from here, bring the knee back to center. Go ahead, hug both knees in again. Give yourself another squeeze, hug your knees in more. Can you roll out both ankles? Roll them out a whole bunch, both directions. And then take the feet so they're flat towards the front of the room and just start to wiggle just your toes. So try to get into each toe joint. Just see if you can bring attention and awareness. Notice how many of those toes you really kind of have no control over. And then we can just honor that there are pieces of our body that are attached to us that we've kind of let fall asleep or go dormant, that we kind of don't have as much control over. And so where can we send our breath and our awareness to start to gain more control or refuel or recharge pieces of us? And I mean that physically, but also emotionally, also energetically, yeah? And this time, hold the left leg in, take the right leg out in front. Big breath in, and as you exhale, take the left leg across the body now. Let the left arm stay out to the side and think about pushing the scapula onto the floor. Maybe the gaze is over the left hand and just noticing any tension in your body. Staying connected with your breath. And then exhale, bring yourself back to center. Hug your knees in again. Go ahead, reach between the knees, grab the outsides of the legs. We're just gonna find a gentle, happy baby. So your hamstrings might be speaking to you here a whole bunch. So just make it gentle. You grab the outsides of the feet, the arms reach between the knees, and then you pull the knees down towards the mat, and the feet are kind of flat towards the ceiling. Press the scapula down into the mat, roll the shoulder heads back, and then think of lengthening your tailbone towards the front of the room. So you're trying to get as much of your spine on the mat as possible. And as you're here, just continue to check in with the internal weather. What's the landscape of the mind? What's the landscape of the internal dialogue? Because that's really the only weather that we have control over. So whether it's sunny outside or it's snowing outside, the only energy that we really get to control is the energy within us. Go ahead, crisscross the feet, slowly rock yourself up and back, just massaging your spine. And then again, inventory, noticing if there's any soreness in the back body. Maybe you've been sitting a bunch, folded forward. And so this feels really good. Maybe you can feel where the sensations are that might equal tension or soreness. And then from here, we're just gonna sit at the top of the mat. So find a nice, easy cross-leg position. So my shoulders are feeling super tight. Maybe it's because I've been doing a ton of yoga and exercising. But so you're gonna take your strap and just take it wide enough that you can straighten your arms, or your belt if you have it, wide enough that you can straighten your arms, and you're gonna make sure your elbows are straight. And then from here, pull the front ribs down a whole bunch. That's really important. Front ribs are down. Good. Yeah. And then slowly just start to pull the arms back. And I want you to find the space where you feel it's almost like it's flossing in between your shoulders. So there's tension, and it's like, ooh, that feels good. And then it releases, and you can take your arms all the way back. So I don't want you to be stressed, but I also don't want it to be easy. So if it's too wide and you're just like this, that's a waste of your time, right? So I want you to think of a little bit of tension. So pulling the arms out a little wider than shoulders, and then finding the tension so that when you go up and over, you feel the opening in that shoulder girdle. Keeping the front ribs down. And then once you can take that forward and back a few times, then I want you to choke up on that a little bit and make it a little bit shorter and notice the difference. So you're gonna go in maybe 1 inch and then start to take it back. Oh God, that feels so good to me. So find the space where it feels really good. And you wanna move slow through this transition part. So this top area, move slow there. It's like you're cleaning your ears with a Q-tip, but it's your shoulders. Feels so good. And breathing through that a few times. And so if you're not feeling anything, then I just need you to choke up a little bit more. So you'll choke up a little bit more, and then keep the front ribs down. That's key. Nice. And then from there, you're just going to take big, giant circles. So you'll take the right arm all the way down towards the side, left arm all the way up, and then find these circles warming up through the shoulder joint. And if you notice any stiffness or any soreness, try not to write a story about it. Just kind of observe it. Be an observer of the body and the information that's coming in. And then take that the other direction. Try to keep those front ribs down. Nice. Good job. So I want you to keep your strap nearby. From here, we're going to come onto all fours, hands and knees. So keeping your strap nearby, but take the hands so that the wrist creases are in line with the top of the mat and the pointer fingers are in line with the outsides of the mat. From here, you're going to draw the navel in, round and protract the shoulders. So round a whole bunch so you're like a cat. like a scared Halloween cat. So you press the scapula down and you press the spine up. Tuck the chin into your chest. Big breath in here. And exhale, press even further. So feel that action of pressing and protracting the earth away. And then inhale, heart reaches. From here, take a second to find this cow pose. So instead of just kind of dumping in your lower back, I want you to think of broadening the collarbones, lifting the heart forward, and then pulling the hips back and then lifting the tailbone. So you're thinking of lengthen the spine, spreading open the collarbones. Good, and then draw the navel in, press and protract, round through your cat. Inhale, heart reaches for cow. And exhale, draw the navel in, press for cat. Inhale one more time for cow. And then exhale back to cat. Good, coming back to your quadruped, just go ahead and swivel the hips around. Big giant hip circle. So take the booty all the way back till it touches the heels, and then take the hips all the way forward till they get a little closer to the mat. Booty back to the heels, hips forward till they're closer to the mat. And then take it the other direction. Good, and then bring yourself back to center. So you're gonna stay on all fours while I fix my microphone. Staying on all fours, you guys, you're gonna take the right arm and you're gonna reach it up towards the ceiling and then open up the chest to the right. Press out of the left arm. And then as you exhale, take the back of the right arm and take it all the way, lace it through, and then drop that shoulder down. And then pull the right hip back a little bit. So your booty's kind of up in the air, but your shoulder's underneath you, and then you should feel that opening up your shoulder and your side body. The right side of your head is on the mat. And then you just kind of breathe in this. Maybe you press a little bit with the left arm, pull the right hip back. Good, and then from here, press strong through the left arm, reach your right arm back up, big breath in. Good, and then exhale, take the right hand down. From here, press the earth away again with the left arm up, reach open towards the side, gaze is up. And then exhale, take the back of that hand, lace it through, take it as far as you can, and then drop the left shoulder down. So the booty's still kind of up, it's big time up. And then the right elbow is bent and the back arm is on the mat. Pull the left hip back here. So feel this in the shoulder, feel this in the side body. Good, and then slowly bring yourself up, lift that arm back up. And then exhale, take the hands down. From here, you're gonna take both forearms onto the mat. You're gonna interlace your hands. And then once you interlace your hands, I want you to tuck one of your pinkies underneath you. So let me just show you real quick. So instead of interlacing and smashing this bottom pinky, roll it in. Does that make sense? Can you guys see that? So instead of smashing, you're gonna tuck it in like this. So they're both evenly there. Okay, from there, from here, you're gonna think of slicing the ground with the sides of your forearms, press the earth away a whole bunch, and then stick your toes straight back, engage your legs, tailbone shoots towards the heels, heart looks forward, gaze is in front of the mat, and then press the ground away. From here, pull the lower belly in, pull the frontal hip points up towards the ribs, navel moves towards spine, heels press back, and then engage the femurs a whole bunch, your quads a whole bunch to lift the femurs, few breaths. Now press the ground away even more, find that protraction in the shoulders. Good, and then from here, you're gonna lift the right leg, keep the toes flexed down. Toes flexed down, lift the right leg, few breaths. Good, and then put the right leg down. From here, lift the left leg, toes face down, pull the belly in, press the ground away a whole bunch. So we're not collapsing in the shoulders, we're pressing out of them. Few breaths. Good, put that foot down. Good, from here, you're just gonna shift your weight forward and then back. And then shift your weight forward so you can kiss your thumbs. And then push it straight back. Feel it in the shoulders and the biceps. Inhale, shift your weight forward so you can kiss your thumbs. And then put it back. One more time like that. Shift your weight forward, pull the belly and kiss your thumbs. And then pull it back. Nice, let's do two more like that because they feel so good. Inhale, shift forward. Pull it back, press the heels back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, pull it back. Good. Staying here, unlace the hands. Now you're putting your forearms down. You're in a forearm plank. Press the shoulders away. Good, and then slowly you're just gonna start to walk the feet up to a gentle dolphin. So you're not gonna go too far. Once you're here, press the ground away a whole bunch. Good, so we're moving that scapula in the upward rotation. Few breaths, pull the belly in, and then drop down to your knees. Nice, put your toes together, open the knees wide, pull the hips all the way back, and find yourself in your first child's pose. And then from child's pose, you're just gonna walk both of your hands to your left, put the right hand on top of your left hand, pull the right hip back, and open up the side body. Nice, from here, walk with both hands to the right, left hand on top of the right, pull the hips back, open up the left side body. And remember to stay connected with your breath. So even though I'm speaking to you, I would theoretically be breathing in 4 counts, out 5 or 6. And your breath probably isn't gonna be as labored as mine because I'm speaking the whole time. But try to stay connected to your breath. Walk the hands forward. Good, from here, tent both fingers really tall. From here, inhale, lift the shoulders. Exhale, drop the heart. So keep the fingers tented and try to drop the heart down, still opening up the shoulders. Good, and then from here, you're gonna walk your hands back just a little bit. Bend the knees, tuck your toes, and push yourself into your first downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, the arms are a little bit wider than shoulder distance. The wrist creases are parallel to the front of the mat, and then you're lifting the hips up and back. So I want you to let go of the idea that you're trying to push your chest towards your thighs, because you're not. So your ears should be in line with your biceps. So we're not trying to smash our heart towards our thighs. We're trying to lift the hips up, lengthen through the spine. Heels move towards the mat. They'll probably never touch. And if they are, you might need to open your stance a little bit. And then your heels are hiding behind your second toe. If there's any tension or information coming into your lower lumbar, you're gonna bend your knees a whole bunch and then make more space in your vertebrae by pushing the forearms away from the mat. And then slowly start to straighten the legs. Feel that, breathe in there. From here, inhale, shift forward to plank. So from here, when we move from plank to downward facing dog, there shouldn't have to be an adjustment. If there needs to be an adjustment, then that means you gotta widen your downward dog a little bit. So coming to your plank, look down, make sure your shoulders are right over your wrists, and then exhale, push yourself back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come back to plank. Exhale, push yourself back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come back to plank. Exhale, push yourself back, downward facing dog. Try to lift the hips high. Inhale to plank. As you exhale, let the hips take you back. Good, and then find this down dog. Nice, from here, walk your hands back towards your feet. Bending the knees nice and deep. Put your torso on your thighs for a moment, and we'll have our first Uttanasana. So it's a wide leg Uttanasana. You're gonna put your whole torso on your thighs. You're super bent in the knees. It's like you're sitting on a chair, sort of. Clasp both elbows and then gently nod your head yes. Shake your head no. And then start to straighten your legs, any amount. So if you wanna keep a super bend, keep it. If it feels good to go a little bit further, great. Shift your weight more to the balls of your feet than in the heels. So we're protecting the hamstrings. And if you have a super open body, if your legs are super flexible, it's really important that you shift your weight forward and keep a bend in the knees. From here, I'd like you to close your eyes, go to the top of your head, the crown of your head. Imagine that there's a little gate there, a little doorway at the crown of your head. And I want you to visualize what it looks like. Is it made out of wood? Is it made out of iron? Is it beautiful? Is it covered in trees? What kind of, or leaves or foliage? What kind of gate is at the crown of your head? And then I want you to imagine turning a key and letting that gate door swing open with gravity. So it almost bounces on its hinges. And then from there, I want you to let any of the stuff that's taking up the space in your mind, any of the anxiety, any of the fear, the resentment, the anger, whatever it is, the emotions that we have to be so grateful for, but we don't have to store them all the time. Let all of that stuff move out of you. Let it drain out of the top of your mind, even if it's just for this practice. And as you see that dripping out the crown of your head, let it fall into the earth. And then once every last drop is gone, go ahead, close the door, turn the little key, lock it, and just honor that you have that space that's free up there for you to move through, for you to fill, or for you to just keep vacant and just be in the heart space. From here, inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold in. From here, interlace the hands behind the back, open up your chest. You might need your strap here. If not, you're just gonna find any lacy with the hands. And then slowly use the arms to bring yourself all the way back up to standing. Or your first standing, hands to heart, Samastiti. Nice, so here we are in our first Tadasana, how we stand in life is often how we stand on our mat and vice versa. So take your toes, put them so that the big toes touch each other. Your heels are behind your second toe, hands to the heart. Pull the lower belly in. And then just for a moment, I'd like you to think of where in your life is the sun shining on you. What do you have to be grateful for? We're about to move through some sun salutations, and they are a ritual. They're a moving meditation in honor of the sun. So where is the light in your life? And remember that as we honor the sun, we honor the light in ourselves, the sun within each of us. Taking a moment, where is your life beautiful? What do you have to be grateful for? Just the fact that we are one of the lucky ones that woke up today seems louder than usual, doesn't it? And so we open our practice with one collective Om. If you're not an Omer, if you don't know what Oming is, Om is the sound that connects the entire universe. If moving sound for you audibly is something that you struggle with, I encourage you to lean into this. From here, we'll inhale from root to crown. Deep breath in for Om. Standing in the vibration that connects us all. Honoring that together we will move and navigate through life. Together we always will be stronger. From here, inhaling the arms all the way upward, Hastasana. Exhale, fold all the way forward, bend your knees a whole bunch, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart reaches, collarbones broad and Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank, and then slowly lower through your chaturanga. If you need to drop to your knees, this would be the time. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Be mindful in your up dog or your cobra that you're pressing the ground away a whole bunch. And then exhale, pull the hips back, downward facing dog. Good, from here, inhale forward out to plank. Drop to your knees if you need, elbows slowly lower, elbows point to the back of the room, pause in your chaturanga. Inhale, find your up dog or your cobra. And then exhale, tuck your toes, push it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Drop to the knees, exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. Good, from here, inhale the hips up and back. Look forward at the end of your breath, bend your knees and step or lengthy float to the front of your mat. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. Root down through the feet, rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, hands to the heart, Samastiti. From here, arms reach. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Think of lengthening your spine and reaching the heart out in front of you. Take the hands down to the mat, step or lightly float through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. From here, step the right foot between the legs. Drop the back knee down, uncurl your toes. And you're just immediately gonna take both hands to the inside of the right leg. Straighten the arms nice and strong, press the heart forward. And then see if maybe you can inch the back knee back 1 more inch. And so you'll feel your hips and your inner thighs and your hip flexor immediately kind of speaking to you. Once you're here, think of scissoring the legs together. So you're squeezing the front leg to the back and the back leg to the front. Feel that there. Good, and then from here, you can tuck the back toes, lift the back leg up. You can stay here if you'd like, or you can slowly start to twist towards your right. So you press out of the left arm, right arm reaches towards the ceiling. Few breaths. If this is too intense for you, you can drop the knee down. And remember that this is your practice. Your flexibility has nothing to do with your character. So this is really about you showing up for you and having zero attachment to what your yoga looks like. Because it's actually not what yoga is about at all. From here, take the arms down. Take the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Drop the left knee. And then you're going to pull the hips straight back and find a hamstring stretch in the front leg. As you do that, can you drag your belly closer to the front thigh, but lift your heart? So your belly is low, but your heart is lifted. Pull the right hip back. Good, and then maybe point the toes of the right foot as you pull back. Feel it on the top of your foot and your shin. And then put the right foot down, bend the knee deeply. Take both hands to the mat, step the right leg back. From here, push yourself straight to downward facing dog. Nice. From here, the left foot's gonna come between the hands. Drop the right knee down, uncurl the toes. Ooh. And then from here, find how that feels good. So maybe you pull the right knee back a little bit more, sink deep in the front knee, and then place both hands to the inside of the left foot. Few breaths here. And then again, think about squeezing the thighs together. So I'm squeezing my inner thigh of my left leg and my right leg together. It's almost like a scissoring. Squeezing together even in this. Few breaths. Good, and then you can curl the back toes under, press the back leg straight and strong. Press through the right arm, lift the left towards the sky. Find this gentle twist. Again, if this is intense, you'll just drop that bottom knee and lift up through the arm. So anytime we have arms flailing up in the sky, we're reaching. So we're not just like letting it hang in the shoulder joint. So we want strong fingers. So imagine energy moving all the way through all the fingers. Good, and then from here, take the hands to both sides. Nice, drop that knee, and then pull your left hip back. As you pull the left hip back and you keep the belly kind of close to the thigh, but the heart up. Flex the toes of the left foot back towards the face and breathe into your hamstrings. Good, from here, stomp that foot down. Curl the back toes under, straighten your back leg, and then take both legs back. From your plank pose, you're gonna slowly shift forward, and then slowly lower all the way chaturanga, and then take yourself all the way down to the ground. Good, so lift the right leg up as high as you can and take it back, and then set all 10 toes down. Lift the left leg up, and then set all 10 toes down. Now put the toes together, take the arms out to the side so they're wider than your mat, and then the elbows are super high. Your fingertips are tented kind of like little spiders. And then from your big breath in, as you exhale, press the ground with your fingertips, lift your heart, put your toes together, keep your feet on the mat, and feel the back body engaged. Now your posterior chain is lighting up. Fill up your chest. Exhale, go ahead, fold it back down. All 10 toes touch the mat. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, press the ground a little bit with the hands more. Big breath in. And now as you exhale, drop the right shoulder down towards the mat just a little bit. So you feel that kind of opening in the upper deltoid. Yeah, keep the toes together back there and they're still touching the ground. Good, inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale, let the left shoulder down. Keep pressing the toes into the mat. Good, inhale, bring yourself back to center. And then exhale, lay it down. From here, take both hands, interlace them behind your back. So remember in the beginning of the practice, we interlaced our hands. I want you to take the opposite lacing. So find whichever lacing feels a little more cattywampus. If you need your strap, you'll find it. And then from there, pull the hands down by the tailbone, big breath in, keep both of your big toes touching and all 10 toes on the mat. As you exhale, move the hands towards the heels, lift your chest, lift your heart. Engage through the hamstrings. Can you release the glutes? It's kind of hard to do that because the glutes are super bossy and they want to control everything. So think of squeezing the hamstrings and then release your glutes. Press your toes into the mat, lift your chest, big breath in. And then exhale, slowly lower. Good, now switch the lacing of the hands. Big breath in. Exhale, lift up again. Take the hands back so they're still kind of touching the booty even though they're moving back. Now lift them off the lower back. Good, gaze moves even higher and forward. Few breaths, toes are still on the mat, and then slowly release. Nice, and then from here, go ahead, put your hands next to your breastplate, and then elbows pull back a whole bunch, and then the deltoids, see how they're kind of rounding and falling towards the floor? I want you to imagine that you can just lift them up, and then pull them back. Gaze is forward. Exhale, press yourself up into your cobra, and then press all the way up, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. Nice job, you guys. From here, inhale the hips up and back. At the end of the breath, bend your knees, look forward, step or lightly float to the front of your mat. Inhale, heart reaches, exhale, fold in. Root down through the feet, rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, hands in front of the heart, Tadasana. So good. From here, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, collarbones broaden. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or lightly float, take it through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, and exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. From here, step the right foot between the hands. You're gonna drop the back heel. Grab your strap. Grab your strap. Check in that the heel of the front foot is in line with the arch of the back foot. Bend the front knee deeply and then slowly bring yourself up. We're gonna set up for warrior two. Somebody got locked out, get him back in. All right, so we're gonna set up for warrior two and you have that strap. I don't think you guys can hear it, but my dog is in the bedroom. Well, both of them are, but one of them snores so loud. All I hear is, okay, so sinking deep in your warrior two, you're gonna take your strap and you're gonna put it in your right arm, right hand. And you want it to be long enough that it's gonna drape over the back of your body. Cool? All right, so you're sinking deep. You're gonna take the right arm up really high. From here, you're gonna bend the right elbow back, and then you're gonna take the left arm behind you and you're gonna find that strap. Slowly, you'll start to choke up your grip a little bit so that the hands get a little bit closer together. Good, and then make sure that the bicep is next to the ear and that the elbow's pointing up. From here, big breath in and then sink deep in the front knee. Good, a few breaths. And then those front ribs will definitely wanna kind of pop out, but you're gonna pull them in. Now, as you sink deep, the right knee is right over the knee, and then the right knee is right over the ankle. And then can you roll the inseam of your right leg out towards your pinky toe? So it's almost like I had my hand on your thighs and I was pushing your right leg out towards your pinky toe, not letting it fall in towards your big toe. Few breaths. Yeah, exactly, Tony. And then sink a little bit deeper. So you're trying to get a 90-degree bend in the front knee. And then the back leg is straight and strong. So the outer seam of that left foot is sealing into the mat. Good, and then check in with your hips. So you're not leaning forward like this, right? Your crown of your head is right over your tailbone. Few breaths. Good, now from here, go ahead, straighten the front leg. Nice. With all of this opening in that front hip, big breath in. We're gonna exhale, start to bring the elbow towards the front of your mat. As you do that, roll your right ribs under, few breaths, holding onto that grip. Good. Strong in both legs. So engage your quads so that your kneecaps lift. You don't have to go far. Few breaths. Pull the right obliques under. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Nice. Now bend the front knee deeply. Big breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to take that shift forward here now. Few breaths. So your gaze is up at the sky. Your right ribs are rolling under. You're feeling a lot of sensations. You're welcome. And then slowly press yourself back up, straighten your front leg. Nice. And then you're gonna go ahead and release the strap. Release the strap for a moment, keep it near you. Inhale, the arms reach out. Sink deep, Virabhadrasana 2. Good, gazes over the right hands. Check in with your left arm, make sure it is where it is. And then flip both palms. From here, inhale the arms up. Good, and then as you exhale, press the energy away. Inhale, back up. Exhale, press some energy away. And then just gaze over your right hand and let it settle. And so notice that this is when you come back to your breath. Remember that you're reaching to the front and back of the room. The arms are active, the upper traps are released. Good, now from here, straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach the arm forward, make all that space that you just did. Drop the right hand to the outside of the right leg. Lift the left arm towards the ceiling. So I don't want you to think, okay, I'm gonna put my right hand down and I'm gonna put all my weight on that. We're not doing that. We're barely touching the ground with the right arm. We're lifting through the obliques in the side body, and we're lifting through that left arm towards the ceiling. Stacking the shoulders, stacking the ribs. So think right ribs roll under, left ribs roll up. Pull the left hip back. It's almost like you're fitting between two planes of glass. And then the big toe of the right foot is still pressing into the earth. A few breaths. And if you feel like you're locking out the front leg, it's because you are, and we don't want you to do that. So engage the quads so that you feel your kneecap move a little bit. Good. And then from there, look down at that big toe. Bend the front knee deeply. Good, and then go ahead, take the left hand down, step yourself back. And just push it straight back to down dog. Nice job, you guys. From here, lift the hips up and back. Exhale, press the heart. Inhale, press through the arms strong. Exhale, see more length happening in your spine. Inhale the hips even higher. Exhale, feel the heels move closer to the earth. Good, from here, you're gonna take the left foot and you're just gonna step it between the hands. Drop the right leg down and you're gonna set yourself up for Virabhadrasana 2. I'm actually gonna do it this way just to show you guys, but you're gonna stay where you are on your mat, so this way you have a better view. All right, so the front heel's in line with the arch of the back foot. You bring yourself up, Set yourself up for Virabhadrasana 2. Now you're gonna take the strap in your left hand, sink deep in the front knee, firm the outer edge of that back ankle, strap in the left hand, bend the elbow, right arm comes underneath you. Notice that your body's gonna wanna open up in the torso, pull it back in, front ribs in. Bicep next to the ear and then sink deep. Good. And then breathe into that space. Sinking deep. So your torso's forward. Good. And then from here, go ahead, straighten your front leg. Good, big breath in, and as you exhale, lead with that extended elbow. So you're thinking your left elbow's reaching to the front of your mat. Reach, reach, reach. You're pushing the right hip back. Good, pull, pull, pull. The left hip back, reach the left elbow forward. Few breaths, and then gaze up at the ceiling. So your left ribs are rolling under you, your right ribs are going up. Few breaths. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Good, now bend the front knee deeply, come back to the Virabhadrasana 2. Check in that your torso's over your thighs. Big breath in and then exhale, shift forward. Take the left elbow again towards the front. Nice, and then look up. Few breaths. Back leg is still straight and strong. Remember, every limb is supporting you. And then slowly press yourself back up. Nice, go ahead, you'll get rid of your strap. Inhale, reach the arms, sink deep, Virabhadrasana 2. Gaze is over the left hand, and then you just settle. Right arm reaches away from the heart. Left arm reaches away from the heart. So it's expansive through the chest. And if we open more through the chest, then we find ourselves less in the upper neck. Sink a little bit deeper. And then notice that you have to come back to your breath. Good, from here, flip both palms. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, press energy away. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, press energy away. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, press energy away and then settle. And then from here, straighten your front leg. Good, now inhale, reach for the space, all that space in the front body. Take the left arm down to the outside of the left leg. Reach the right arm to the ceiling. And then again, you're fitting yourself between two planes of glass. So you're rolling the left ribs under, right ribs are up. Both legs are strong. You're pressing into the big toe of your left leg. Right arm reaches to the ceiling. Few breaths, you guys. By now, there should be a little bit of internal heat building, which is beautiful. We're slowly inviting the fire element into the body. And as we do that, fire comes in to burn and purify, and the breath helps that process. So we stay connected with the breath. Good, from here, look down at that big toe. Bend your front knee, and then go ahead, take the right arm down, and take yourself through a vinyasa. So I'm gonna flip the other direction, but you guys are gonna go through a vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. Nice job. From here, inhale the right leg up towards the ceiling. Once you do that, bend your knee a whole bunch. Exhale, we're gonna take the right knee to the outside of the right tricep, and we're gonna hold it there. We're gonna find that same protraction action that we did early on. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, take that right knee now to the opposite tricep. So you're finding a twist in your obliques, and you're gonna hold that, find the protraction. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, take the knee down the center of the body. Press the ground away a whole bunch. Come high on the toes of your back foot. Press, press, press. Try to lift that right heel towards the booty. And then exhale, take it back. Big breath in. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Good, you're gonna walk the right foot to the right, and you're gonna move the left foot to the left. You're gonna drop the left heel. Pull the right hip back first, and then we're gonna set ourselves up for Virabhadrasana 1, which is a lot more challenging than Virabhadrasana 2, just because we're trying to square the hips. So make sure now your heels are on train track, so they're pretty far from each other versus the other pose. Hands to the hips, pull the right hip back. Heart goes forward, and then from here, slowly lift your chest, sink deep in the front thigh, and then inhale, the arms reach. From here, hold this Virabhadrasana 1. Right hip pulls back. Left shoulder moves forward. The toes of the right foot can wiggle. Sink deep. Good, few breaths. From here, interlace the hands behind the back. Open up your chest. Maybe you need your strap, maybe not. From here, big breath in. As you exhale, shift your hips forward. You're gonna find humble warrior. So we're gonna take the right shoulder and it's gonna touch the right knee. Pull the belly in a whole bunch and sink deeper in the hips. So a lot of times when we go forward, our ass comes up. Put your booty down. Right shoulder touches right knee, right hip pulls back, and then you breathe in this humble warrior. Staying connected with your breath. From here, look at the right heel. Press through that heel, lift yourself up. Usa. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, take the hands to the mat. Good, step the foot back. Slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. I'm a fan of an audible exhale. I'm a fan of an om. I'm a fan of getting sound out of the body, the throat chakra. So if you are in a space where you feel like you can get stuff out of you, please do. From your inhale, the hips up and back. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Left leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Big breath in, bend the knee a whole bunch, bring it to the outside of the left tricep. Press the ground away even more. Find a round protraction in the shoulders, building the heat. Inhale, take the leg back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the belly in, take the knee to the right tricep. Press the ground away. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, take the knee towards the navel, towards the nose. Press up, shift forward on high on those right toes. Press, press, press. Inhale, come back. Exhale, take the knee, step it between the hands. Good, move the left foot to the left, the right foot to the right. Drop the back heel at a very sharp angle. So that means that the toes are more forward than the heel. And then you're gonna put your hands on your hips. Press the left hip back, right hip forward, heart reaches forward, and then inhale, come up. I put my microphone in the wrong spot today, guys, it's bugging me. From here, interlace your hands behind your back. Whew. No, not yet. Sorry, inhale the arms up first. Let's find Virabhadrasana 1 first. So pull the left hip back, press the right shoulder forward, sink deep. Notice if the back edge of the right foot is lifting, then try to press it down. So you want to lift the inseam of the right leg. Sink a little bit deeper. Go ahead, reach a little bit higher. And then from here, interlace the hands behind the back. Find the opposite lacing again. Pull the left hip back, good. Big breath in. As you exhale, sink deep in the front knee and then take your left shoulder to your left knee. Once you find that, drop your heart, flex your back leg strong. Keep the booty low. So the arms are reaching to the front of the room. Sink deep. And here we are again in Humble Warrior as we enjoy that humble pie in life right now. And then from here, look at that heel of your left foot. Press through the heel of your left foot. Use the arms to lift you up. Inhale the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, take the hands to the mat. Ooh, stop. Pull the hips back. Push yourself straight into downward facing dog. So good, you guys. From here, walk your hands back to your feet. You're gonna widen your feet. I'm gonna cheat it a little bit for the camera. So widen your feet so that your toes are touching the outsides of the mat. The heels are in, the toes are out. And then from here, you're gonna sink down into Malasana. So when you come down to Malasana, it can be kind of comfortable if you just kind of sit in it, but we're not really looking for comfort. We wanna find all the muscles. So we're gonna press the knees open with the elbows. And then we're gonna put the hands at heart center, press the palms into each other, press the fingers into each other. And then from here, you're just gonna engage through Mula Bandha, that's your pelvic floor, and you're just gonna lift up 1 inch. So as you lift up, soften the tailbone towards the heels. Think of scooping from the inside. Scoop up, up, up. Few breaths here. And then from here, deep breath into the chest. And exhale, press through the heels, bring yourself all the way up. Working external rotation of the thighs. Keep your chest up, so watch my spine alignment as I go down. And as I come up, I'm not hinging forward at all, right? So I'm thinking of tucking the tailbone And then lifting up, but still keeping the tailbone down. So I don't want to see this. Okay, we don't want this happening. So we want to stay low in the hips, chest high the best we can. Every body is going to look different when they do that, but we want our focus to be that way. So inhale, take it down. Heart lifts. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, press it up. Good. From here, walk your toes and your heels back to regular underneath your hips alignment. Good. From here, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, heart reaches, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the mat, step back to your plank. Slowly lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. Nice job. From here, inhale the hips up and back. At the end of your breath, look forward, step or lightly float to the front of your mat. Inhale, heart reaches, collarbones broaden. Exhale, fold in. From here, you're gonna sink deep into your Utkatasana chair pose. So take a second to get into your chair. So you're gonna drop the booty low. Your toes can lift off of the mat. You're squeezing the lower belly, and then you lift the arms up. From here, that same rotation I was just talking about in Malasana, where your tailbone is pointing down and you're scooping your pelvic floor up. Think of zipping pubic to navel and then find that. Inhale, arms reach. Thumbs up, pinkies down. Sink deep. Few breaths here. And then notice when the shake and quake comes in, does the story follow it? Or can you just observe it? From here, sink a little bit deeper. Good, root to rise, hands to heart, Samasthiti. Nice job, you guys. From here, soften the tailbone towards the floor. Inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart reaches, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. Right away, your right foot steps between the hands, your left foot drops. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. The left foot steps between the hands, then you inhale up. Exhale takes you all the way down. Slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. From here, inhale the hips up and back. Exhale, press the heels closer to the mat. Inhale, press the arms away from the mat. Exhale, make more space in the spine. Inhale, heart reaches. At the end of the breath, bend the knees, look forward, step or lightly float to the front of your mat. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, fold in. Sink the hips deep, reach the arms high, Utkatasana chair pose. Root to rise, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. So good, you guys. So we're gonna move through Surya Namaskar B 2 times. We're trying our best to do 1 breath per movement. So it's gonna get a little more labored and they'll get more heat in the body, but remember, we're always inviting the element of fire in to purify, right? We don't wanna feel fire to feel rage. We wanna feel fire to burn and uncover and then disrupt, discern, discard, stuff like that. So hands to the heart, being mindful of your breath. And then maybe you just take a moment to honor something inside of you that you wanna burn out of you. So maybe it's a previous programming, it's resentment, maybe it's an internal loop or a story or a soundtrack you've been running in your mind since you were a kid. What is it that you can burn out of you? Maybe something you saw, something you read, something somebody said to you that's just in you and you want to get it out. Invite the fire element in to do that. So we harness the energy and we utilize it. Our emotions are just like the elements. They're tools. They're gifts. And when not managed or paid attention to, when repressed, they get expressed in other ways. From here, inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart reaches, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back to plank, slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands take you down. That exhale rides you all the way to the bottom of your chaturanga. The inhale lifts you for up dog. The exhale takes you back to down dog. And the left foot steps between the hands. You inhale here, rise up. Exhale takes you all the way to the bottom of your chaturanga. Inhale lifts up dog. Exhale puts you back, down dog. Few breaths. Inhale the hips up and back. Exhale, lengthen through the back of the legs. Inhale, press the arms away from the earth. Exhale, let the space happen in the spine. Inhale, bend the knees. At the end of the breath, step or lightly float to the front of your mat. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. Sink deep, root the feet, lift the arms of Uttanasana, root to rise, hands to heart, Samasthiti. One more time. Inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, heart reaches, collarbones broad, and exhale, hands to the mat, step or lightly float to your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps between the hands. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, down dog. Left foot steps between the hands. Right foot stomps down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the mat. Slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Cat's breath or audible sound out the mouth. Again, like that, big breath in through the nose. Let something out of the mouth. Big breath in through the nose. Flutter your lips on your exhale. Drop down to your knees. Good, tuck your toes, bring yourself into a child's pose for just a moment. From here, go ahead, interlace your fingertips. Take the elbows further out in front of you and then bend your arms and just open up the back of the triceps. So your fingertips are now behind your head. Your triceps are forward and you're just opening up the triceps. You should feel that all the way along the armpits. Few breaths here. Right, from here, take the hands out in front of you. Remember, you can always take child's pose and stay in it longer than I offer it. Always, always, always. From here, shift forward, you guys. Take the legs straight back. All right, from here, we're gonna take slow mountain climber. So you're gonna take the right leg in and then hold it. Few breaths. Zip it up higher, press. Good, now take the right leg back, take the left leg in, hold it up. Few breaths. Take the left leg back, take the right leg up, and now take it to the outside of the right tricep, hold it up. Keep the shoulders squared, press the ground away. Good, take the right leg back. Take the left leg to the outside of the tricep, press the ground away. Good, take the left leg back, take the right leg back towards the center, lift up, press the ground away. Good, take the right leg back, take the left leg forward, press the ground away. Good, take both legs back, press yourself back, downward facing dog. From here, inhale the hips up and back. Exhale, bend the knees, step or lightly float to the front of your mat. This time you're just gonna sit all the way down onto your booty. We're gonna come into Navasana. So for Navasana, you can start here with your hands on your hamstrings, and then you can straighten your legs. Notice if you start to concave like this, that's okay. Pull yourself back up. So remember that we wanna keep the belly in, but we wanna keep the heart lifted. Few breaths here. From here, flip the palms up. Start to straighten your legs. Big breath in, belly in. We're gonna lower down for 4, 3, 2, Ardha Navasana. Inhale up, 4, 3, 2, Navasana. Take it back down, 4, 3, 2, Ardha Navasana. Inhale up, 4, 3, 2, Navasana. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, Ardha Navasana. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, Navasana. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, hold your Ardha Navasana, look down at your toes, flex your feet back, pull the front ribs in. Inhale the arms up behind you, and then swoop them around, and then bend your knees, touch your heels. Good, straighten the legs back out. Inhale the arms up, take them all the way around, look forward, now bend your knees, touch your heels. Nice, take the legs back out, they're not touching the floor. Inhale the arms up, go really slow, take the arms all the way in a circle, keep the front ribs in. Nice, bend the knees, touch your heels. Good, inhale the legs back out, inhale the arms up. Exhale, take the arms in a circle. Good, pull the ribs in, touch your heels. Inhale, reach the arms out. Inhale, reach the arms up, take them all the way around. Good. Bend your knees, touch your heels. Good, inhale the legs out, arms up. Exhale, take the arms in a circle. Good, bend your knees, touch your heels. Nice, from here, hug your knees into your chest for 1 moment. Good, smash your sweat on the mat behind you. All right, from here, pull the front ribs in, gaze at your knees so you're in a little ball. Try to keep that ball, interlace the hands behind your head. Try not to let your head fall, you're still staying in that ball. Elbows are gonna go forward. From here, take the left leg straight out in front of you. Keep the right knee bent. Good, lift the right leg. Good, now switch. Keep that little ball, so you're still lifting your belly in, good. Now bend your left knee. Good, find that little ball. Now bring the right knee in, can you touch your elbows to your knees? Nice, keep that crunch, so don't let your shoulders fall. Right leg is gonna go out in front. Keep your shoulders crunched like this. Now your right leg is gonna come straight up. Good, now the right leg goes back down. Try to keep the left elbow touching that left knee, so you're in that tight ball, right leg comes up. Good, right leg comes down. Your left elbow still touching your left knee, your shoulders are off the mat, right leg comes up. Good, exhale, take the right leg down. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, take the right leg down. Inhale, take the right leg up. Exhale, take the right leg down. Good, inhale, take the right leg up. Good, hold the right leg up, now take the left leg up. Good, take the left leg straight out, bend the right knee. Can you touch the right elbow to that right knee? Keep that there. Try not to let that move. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, take the left leg down. Right elbow still touching right knee, yes? Inhale, left leg up. Good, exhale, left leg down. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left leg down. Try to take the left leg so it's just hovering in front of the, above the mat. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left leg down. Keep burning in there, you guys. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left leg down. Good, the elbow's still touching the knee, right? Okay, bring yourself back into that tight ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Reach the arms further than your heels. Further than your heels, big breath in. Exhale, take the legs straight up. Inhale, take the arms back behind you. Keep the arms off of the ground behind you. Front ribs are in. Now take both legs out in front of you as slow as you can. Woo, sa. Hang on to it. Belly in. Few breaths. Look at your toes. One more big breath in. Exhale, take the arms forward. Take the knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. Yeah. I hope that felt good. So rocking yourself out. Good job, you guys. Hug your knees into your chest. Just go ahead and rock yourself forward and back. Woofta. Rock yourself forward and back. Massage the lower back. Massage the whole spine. All right. So we took Ustrasana for our last back bend. So we're gonna do bridge or the Dhanurasana. So you'll go ahead and come onto your back. You take your feet a little bit wider than your sits bones, just a tiny bit. And then check in that you can see your knees and that they're right over your ankles. Your fingertips should touch your heels when your arms are straight. From here, if you have a block, you guys, it's always such a good idea. And by the way, if you're in need of a block or a strap, or you need to know about a yoga mat or whatever, on my Instagram and my link tree, I have an Amazon influencer page. And basically it's just a page for me to list all the stuff that I like, so that I don't have to answer the 2,000 messages that are like, what's your favorite yoga block or strap or blah, blah, blah. So if you ever have questions about that stuff, it's there, okay? From here, take your block between your thighs, if you have it. If not, you're just gonna imagine that there's 4 inches between your thighs, okay? From there, big breath in. As you exhale, you're not gonna look at the screen if you're doing the pose right now with me, so you're gonna look up at the ceiling. From here, you're gonna press through the heels and lift the hips high. Once you do that, all of your toes could kind of wiggle and move. Then you're gonna interlace the hands underneath you. Roll your shoulders gently, so not a big giant roll underneath you. Again, you're looking at the ceiling. Big breath in, or the sky if you're lucky. Press the heels high. Press the heels hard and the hips reach high. From here, lift your chin towards your chest, but your chest is kind of moving towards your chin. So your chin is reaching towards the ceiling, but your chest is moving towards your chin. I think I might have said that backwards. Lift high in the belly, lift with the hips. Now, once you're up, release your glutes. And see if you can press through the heels so much that you're lighting up your hamstrings. Release your glutes. Big breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. So that is your bridge pose. And if you're gonna do 2 more bridge poses, do not hug your knees together after each bridge. We want the spine to relax and go back to neutral before we put it in extension or flexion. So we always come back to neutral spine if we're going back and forth. Okay, from here, big breath in. Exhale, press through the heels, lift the hips high. Once you're up, interlace hands, slowly roll shoulders under, lift and press through the heels. Toes can lift, pull the belly in, soften the tailbone towards the heels, but release the glutes. Few breaths. Press through the heels, fire up the hamstrings, release the glutes. Your quad should start to engage, release the glutes. Inhale the heart up. Exhale, press harder through the heels. And then slowly release one vertebrae down at a time. Think of sliding the tailbone more towards the heels, creating more space in the lower lumbar, and then release the body down. So here's the secret. If you are doing upward bow pose, having a block between your legs is the best thing you could do for yourself. Because as soon as our legs get too wide, that's Urdhva Dhanurasana, as soon as our legs get too wide, we start to pinch and compress in our lower lumbar, and then that's where we get that kind of pain or stuff in our lower lumbar. So I'm gonna do upward bow pose, so you can follow along Urdhva Dhanurasana if you'd like, or you can take another bridge. Either way, if you had a block, you were gonna keep it between your legs. From here, you'll take the hands and flip them so that the fingertips face your shoulders, and then think of the triceps squeezing in a bunch towards your cheeks. So your triceps are trying to come on towards your cheeks. You're pulling your belly in, your front ribs come down. When you come up, you're just gonna go to the crown of your head. Big breath in. Press through the heels and the hands till you're on the crown of your head. First, you're on the crown of your head, then big breath in, toes in, heels out, press yourself up. So using the block keeps my legs in the correct alignment so that I can release my lower back and my glutes and release my lumbar. Once you're up, press strong through the arms. And then slowly tuck your chin into your chest. Bring yourself slowly down. If you're in bridge, you'll take yourself down. Get rid of your block. Good, and then now you can hug your knees into your chest because that's our final back bend. So hug your knees into your chest. And then today for our hip opener, you guys, we're gonna stay on our backs and do figure 4. So, oops, somebody got left out. So on your back. Sorry, Tia, I didn't see you. Good. Staying on your back for figure 4, you guys. We're winding down our practice now. So staying on your back for figure 4, you're going to take the right leg, flex it, put it on top of the left. Reach through the legs, grab the hamstring of the left leg, and then just start to pull that leg into you. Make sure you're flexing the front foot so that you bypass the knee, drop the shoulders down. Nice, and then from there, you're gonna take the right leg and just go ahead and cross it completely over the left. Once you've done that, you're gonna clasp the outside of each foot. You're gonna clasp the heel. And then you're gonna start to pull the heels towards your face a little bit. And so the knees are crisscrossed, the thighs are together. As much of your spine is on the mat as possible. You're gonna feel that kind of light up through the outer hip. Maybe the IT band of one of your legs, flex your foot back. Few breaths. So remember, you're pressing the heel, you're trying to pull the heels towards your face, like up towards the ceiling and to your face. So you're not pulling them down towards the floor, you're pulling them up, even though your legs are crossed. Good, and then slowly you can release that, unravel your legs. Maybe put your feet on the floor and just let the knees fall right, let the knees fall left. And then from here, hug the knees back in. The left foot's going on top of the right. You're flexing the front foot to bypass the knee ligaments, get into the hip. Interlace your hands, grab the right hamstring, and then pull it in. And as you do that, try not to round everything up. Try to keep as much of your spine down as possible. And sometimes you can take it a little bit further. You can grab your shin. And remember to use your breath here. And then slowly, you're going to take the left leg and just cross it all the way over. So you're squeezing the thighs together, flexing the heels of both feet. Grab your left foot first, then your right. And then start to pull the knees towards the chest and pull the heels towards your kind of shoulders. So you're lifting them up and towards your shoulders. Woo. And then breathe into that sensation. And slowly release that. Go ahead, put the feet wider than the mat. Take your knees to the right. And then your knees to the left. Go ahead, from here, hug your knees into your chest. Go ahead, take another happy baby. So grab the outsides of the feet, pull the knees down. Find your happy baby. And then from here, we're gonna do that fun balancing thing where we grab the big toe. So grabbing the big toes and then straighten the legs wide. And just go ahead and let the legs be as wide as they can. Let the arms be straight, let the legs be wide. Go ahead, and then from here, pull the belly button into the spine. Think of crunching through the belly. And then you're gonna start to rock forward and back. But you're gonna keep your legs and your arms as straight as you can. And it's almost like you're a little dead bug that can't get up. And you're just gonna keep rocking, keeping your belly in tight and your arms and legs as straight as you can until you find your balance in this weird V-sit. And if you fall, you just try it again. And you should laugh at yourself or with yourself because it's fun. And then open your legs wider. The wider they are, the straighter they are, the easier it's gonna be. I see you guys bending your knees. Try to keep your legs straight. You'll see it's surprising. It's the leverage. Yeah, you got it. Hang on to it. So we're gonna sit here till everybody's like this. Sit here till everybody's like this. Find it, and you should laugh at yourself. It's fun. Come on, you got it. Knock your neighbor, knock your girlfriend. While you're at it, if you're already up, check out that quarantine pedicure. Few breaths. Nice job, everybody's up? Great, go ahead, cross your ankles together. Go ahead, put the soles of your feet together. We have a few more stretches till we take it down to the floor. So, soles of the feet together, bring them close to the body. Interlace the hands, lift your chest, big breath in. As you exhale, press the elbows towards the insides of the thighs. Heart forward. And then exhale, fold in. So you're finding Baddha Konasana. Or maybe you want to call this pose butterfly. Whatever you want to call it. And then slowly walk yourself out a little bit further. Lift your heart, and then exhale, fold all the way in. And slowly start to roll yourself up, collect your knees in. We're gonna take the left leg straight out in front of us. We're gonna take the right foot and stomp it over and across. So now the right leg is on the outside of the left foot. The right foot is on the outside of the left foot. Does that make sense? From here, you're gonna bend the left leg now. So you're bending the left leg, so now the left foot is kind of by the right butt cheek. Perfect. You're sitting up nice and tall. You're gonna take the right hand to the lower lumbar, to the floor, right next to the lower lumbar, and you're gonna straighten the right arm. Good, you're gonna lift the left arm. And then exhale, start to twist towards your right and take that left elbow on top of your right knee and start to find a little twist. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Go ahead, take the right leg out, take the left leg out, put them both out in front of you, shake them out. Give yourself a little pound on the thighs, find Dandasana. So that's sitting nice and tall, spine long, feet out. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold in, find Paschimottanasana. So heart reaches forward. Exhale, fold in. And then slowly roll yourself up. Now from here, take the left leg, put it on top and over. So the left foot is on the outside of the right leg. Then you're gonna bend the knee of the left leg. And now the right foot is next to their left booty. Sitting tall, find this little pretzel-y feeling thing. Left hand behind your lower lumbar. Straighten through that arm, right arm lifts up. Exhale, start to twist your body towards your left and then take your elbow on top of that thigh and find your twist. Good, and as you find your twist, try not to super force it or crank it. Just gently use the external levers. Good, and then your gaze is over your left shoulder. And slowly feel yourself release into that. So every time you inhale, you create space. And every time you exhale, you sink a little bit deeper into the space you just created. And then slowly bring yourself back to center. From here, hug that knee in, take both legs out in front of you, shake them out again. From here, one more Paschimottanasana. So just by the way, if forward folds are ever super hard for you, once you have a block or a strap, somebody got knocked out again. Terry keeps getting knocked out. Then you can put the block underneath your booty. You can always put a block or a blanket under your booty and find your flexibility there if you're looking for that, okay? So blocks, straps, blankets, always helpful. Tools are a sign of intelligence, not of weakness. Inhale the arms up, exhale, fold forward, Paschimo. And then just fold all the way in. Close your eyes and let yourself drop all the way in. And I just wonder in this time, you're in this forward fold, you're in this inward turn, you're in this space of introspection, of reflection. Can you honor that the circumstances of your life are revealing you? They didn't make you, right? They're showing you who you are. How you respond and how you react is who you are. They didn't make you that way. You choose your response. So remember in this forward fold that the circumstances of our life right now are revealing the true humans that we are, the true fabric of our being, the strength and resilience of our spirit. Slowly roll yourself up. And then from here, just go ahead and massage all 10 toes for a second. So just rubbing your toes, maybe you flex them back or forward, maybe they snap, crackle, pop. And then massage your ankles and the arches of your feet and just holding a space of gratitude for this vessel, this laboratory that we get to come to every day that we wake up in. We get to experiment and play in and just massaging love and gratitude into this form, into this physical form, into this body. Massaging your shins and your calves and knowing that deep pressure touch feels so good even when you give it to yourself. And so even though you might be craving hugs and attention and physical touch right now, you can give yourself a little bit of that. And so just loving and rubbing on your body for a moment, rubbing over your knees, and if there's any injuries or stuck energy, just massage love there, gratitude there. Moving up your thighs, massaging your thighs, your strong thighs that have supported you your whole life, that have carried you through this whole experience. Holding gratitude that you even have this mobility, that you have these limbs still attached to you. And then rubbing through your hips and your glutes and your lower back, your lower lumbar, and just massaging, being grateful for whatever mobility you have. Whatever mobility you have is more than others, you know? Keep massaging and then rubbing through your lower belly, over your divine feminine and masculine, all of your reproductive organs, your sensual and sexual energies that are so powerful and so beautiful and don't need to be shamed or judged. They're yours and they're sacred. Massage over those and then massaging over your belly and your whole torso, really, your whole center, all of the detoxifying organs in your body, just holding gratitude for them, for all the work that they do. Regardless of what you decide to eat or drink, they show up for you. They do your best. They do their best. Can you do your best by feeding and fueling them with what food that nourishes you and heals you? Remember that every time you put something in the mouth, you're casting a vote. You're either healing an injury or an illness, or you're feeding it. So you decide. And then massage that up and massaging up to your heart space and just taking the hands over the heart for a moment and breathing into your heart space. And so honoring that in this time we might be super in our heads. We might be in our reptilian brain, we might be in the frontal logical brain, but maybe we need to spend a little more time in our hearts. Connecting to our truth, to our inner knowing. From here, massaging across your collarbones and your décolleté, and think of expanding and rubbing your confidence muscles. And remembering that you were chose to be here at this time. There's no mistake that you lived during this pandemic. It's not a mistake that you're here in this moment. You are strong enough, you have the resilience, you have the light, you have the patience, you have the knowledge, the courage, you have everything that it takes to be here for this. And that's a gift. What an honor. What an honor to be here during this, to be some of the light workers and the light bearers that move through this space and change the vibration and tune the energy of the planet to be more positive and more loving, to find understanding and compassion. What a gift. What a testament to who you are, to the magic that's within you. Taking all of that down and just taking your hands and rubbing them along your body one more time, taking yourself all the way down to the mat, letting the legs fall wider than hip distance apart, tucking the scapula underneath you. If you have something to cover your eyes, I always suggest it. Cover your eyes so that you have that feeling of, again, deep pressure touch, covering the eyes. You can eliminate any of the external stimuli and just allow yourself to fall all the way in to your final pose, corpse pose, Shavasana.